Yeah, hello everyone. You're welcome to another edition of The Other Side of the Bridge Football Channel. Once again, we got our hopes dashed by Chelsea Football Club, 1-1 against Crystal Palace at home. I mean, this is a match that usually we tend to beat Crystal Palace whether home or away. Yeah, it's a London debut, but hey, it's not one of our toughest opposition. Um, well, I really don't know what to say. We've talked about this time and time again. The team is loop-sided. The team is imbalanced. We needed some key players in some key areas which we're not able to get. But hey, the window is closed, so there's no point crying over split milk. Yeah, so I'm gonna give a review about the match. Yeah, Chelsea went with the usual tactics. We started with Sanchez at the goal, a defensive pairing of Fofana and Colwell. At the right back, we had Malo Gusto. Left back, we had Cucurella. In the left wing, we had Pedro Neto in the defensive midfield. We had a double pivot of Fernandez and Caicedo. On the right wing, we had Noni Madueke. As a 10, we had Cole Palmer. In the strike position, we had Nicholas Jackson. And the first half, well, I would say, yeah, we played above average. We had a couple of chances. We moved the ball around fine. But you could still see that the team isn't clicking into gear. I mean, we didn't move out of first or second gear. Crystal Palace were kind of a bit comfortable apart from Hughes, who was all over the place. I mean, how he didn't get a red card in that match, I still don't understand. Yeah, Madueke, played well. We had a couple of good performances. Chelsea had a goal, I think, in the 18th minute from Nicholas Jackson. A beautiful, sequence of play that ended up with Jackson, tapping into an open net. To be honest with you, I actually thought, half of me thought Jackson was going to miss that goal. I really don't know why, but I was scared, like, come on, Jackson, don't miss this. But it was an open net, and that's to show you the confidence that this guy actually oozes, very, very low. Yeah, but we had our goal, and unfortunately, we didn't grab the game by the scruff of the neck. We didn't, continue pressing for the second goal. We had a lot of missed chances. Madueke, missed one. Cole Palmer had a very close shave. A couple of chances, went our way that we should have put away. Once again, we need to have that, a lot of finishing practice in training. Come on, like these are chances that, if we had buried, we'll be like 2-3 goals up. And we saw that in our last match against Severs, where we had a couple of chances, but we were not able to put them away. So it is something that, we really need to work on. Once again, the defensive partnership of Colwell and Fofana, I'm still not, sure of that partnership. Fofana did a lot of running into taking the ball out of the defense into the midfield. He did a lot of forward play, but he still left a lot of holes at the back. And also, this whole inverted fullback thing, I'm still not comfortable because when our fullbacks get inverted into the midfield, we leave a lot of spaces on the wings, for players to cut in. I'm still not very sure of that. And also, I really don't see the difference, when we have fullbacks cutting into the midfield, creating an overload. It's not like we even bust the midfield at the end of the day. So what exactly is the point of that, move? I know a lot of teams use that tactics, but I still prefer the flying wingers, the likes of Reece James, Chilwell, moving down the flanks. You remember the times of Ashley Cole, where we had fullbacks storming down the wings, to create an overload on the flanks. And to me, I think that's a better, play than having two defensive midfielders and you still need inverted fullbacks to join into that defensive midfield position. Come on, man. It's really, really, really not my thing, but hey, yeah, Iberici is a beautiful goal, a curler, from just around the edge of the box, and he beat Sanchez. I'm not sure Sanchez could do anything about that goal. Probably we could have cleared that ball sooner or quicker. I mean, Fofana had the opportunity to clear that, but I really don't know what he was doing. He was supposed to head the ball when it came from across. But hey, I really don't know what Fofana was up there doing. So it came back to bite him, and yeah, Iberici gave them the equalizer, and from there, the game just stalled. Nothing of note. But one thing I'd like to point out is our substitutions were, they were not good. Really, they weren't good. Malo Gusto had an injury which he had to come off, and we saw Caicedo, come to the right back or play the right back role. We saw a lot of shuffling. I mean, Pedro Neto went off for João Felix, and João Felix was playing as a right winger, or rather a left winger, which I'm not really sure that was his best position. And after that, we saw Nkunku coming from Madueke, and Nkunku was playing as a right winger all through the match, and it just didn't make sense. So it just shows our team is, quite overloaded on the flanks. We really didn't have, or we really don't have, better players. So I thought Fernandes had a bad game. Really, tell me what Fernandes does. I mean, for £100 million player, what exactly is his strength, or what exactly are his strengths? Is it passing? Is it tackling? Is it goal scoring? Because I don't think Fernandes does any of these things excellently well. Not even one. He's not a great passer. We had a lot of opportunities, to put a player through on goal, or, give a very quality pass. But is it that the pass was too wide or too short? Was it tackling? You hardly see Fernandes tackle the ball, and that role always falls to Caicedo. Is it goal scoring? I mean, how many goals does he have for Chelsea? Maybe about 3 goals, in 2-3 seasons. So I really don't know what he does exactly well, but because he has the captain armband now, it seems we can't take Caicedo off, because we can't take Fernandes off, because if you ask me, he should have been taken off and probably, play 2 10s, with Nkunku and Palmer, playing in that 10 position, maybe Nkunku a little bit more forward than Palmer, and have Caicedo sit back with just 1-4. I mean, that's the traditional way we play football, just having one defensive midfielder. So it's not impossible to play with one defensive midfielder, especially when you have your fullbacks inverting into midfield to support. So I really don't know. He had to keep Caicedo, he had to keep Fernandes on, and ship Caicedo to the wing while playing Nkunku as a right. On the right, I'm playing Felix on the left. Man, it's really, really wasn't a good look. Modric later came in, and João Felix now played alongside Cole Palmer in that 10 role, while Modric was playing on the left. So it was a bit scattered, the approach, the tactics. He kept trying, different things. And I feel if he wanted to bring on Modric on the left, he should have done that already, and, probably get Felix in the midfield as quick as possible, or probably, keep Felix and bring in Nkunku to that midfield. But Nkunku on the wing, for me, is wasted. He didn't really have a good game. But yeah, some positives, credit to Modric. I mean, we've been on his back all this time. Modric came on, and you could see that he was ready to go. I mean, he was one of our, it was quite dangerous on the wing, if I can put it that way. He didn't really make any error of note, which we have all become accustomed to with Modric. Yeah, he kind of, kind of did very well. Even in the defensive phase, there was an opportunity for a Crystal Palace player to take a shot, but Modric was there, to snap the ball off him. Yeah, so credit where it's due. I think Modric did very well. I think our fullbacks, we're still not getting the best out of these guys, with these tactics. Fofana it was an average performance for Fofana and Colwell. Um, in the midfield, Caicedo really didn't do as much as we saw Caicedo turn into this beast towards the end of the season, last season. But he seems to have gone back, to his old ways. He didn't really do wrong, but at the same time, he didn't really add much to our play. I've already spoken about Fernandez, and I don't think we're getting the best out of him yet. Yeah, in the 10, Cole Palmer, I think he tried too hard. You could see that frustration in him. At some point, he even kicked the ball, that was out of play. He kicked it out of frustration and he got a yellow card. And that's not the ice cold Palmer we've come to know. So you could see that frustration in Cole Palmer. And trust me, if Palmer can get frustrated, during the game, then no one is safe. So, yeah, Noni Madueke, he didn't live up to the standard of the Wolves game. He shot when he wasn't supposed to shot. He didn't give the right pass when he was supposed to. Back to the usual Noni Madueke. Pedro Neto rather, well, an okay game. He didn't really set that left wing on fire. Nicholas Jackson, yeah, he got his goal, so hey, credit to him. But aside the goal, I don't think Jackson really troubled that defense line that much. Spoken about Modric, Nkunku didn't really do much when he came in. João Felix, a couple of good runs, beautiful dribble, but again, no much, value added to that match. So it's very clear that, yeah, the team is still lacking in areas, that if we're not careful, especially when the opponents, discover how we play, especially with the fullbacks inverted. And most of our strength right now lies in the wings. We got the likes of João Felix, we got the likes of Pedro Neto, we got the likes of Jadon Sancho, Noni Madueke, Modric. So even if when we're doing substitutions, most of our substitutions are going to be wingers. That's just the truth, and how much a winger will affect the game, it's still out there, to be, seen, how many of them are real, true goal scorers or goal threats rather. Jadon Sancho isn't really a goal threat. Pedro Neto, not so much a goal threat, especially playing on the left side. If he was playing on the right, probably, yeah, he'll cut to his left. And, I think the only goal threat we have there is Madueke. And once Madueke is being held, that's it. And Cole Palmer, like I said, they tried too hard and we didn't really get to see that ice cold Palmer, that we've come to love. So 1-1, a draw, we'll take it. But I think this is a match that, we should have won. And we had that a lot last season, matches that we ought to win, we dropped points or we lost. And, when we came to playing the big guns, we either won or, we got a draw. So, yeah, international break is coming up, so it's going to be a boring 1 week, so until when, the Premiership or the club football comes back, yeah, we're going to be, maybe talk about international football once in a while. In other matches, Manchester United. Manchester United lost to Liverpool 3-0. It was quite embarrassing. Arsenal drew with Brighton 1-1. Speaking of Arsenal, I think Arsenal really, I'm not too sure that team is good enough. Yes, they did very well. They've done very well for the past 2 seasons, but they should have added more quality, especially a striker. You can't depend on Havertz to give you, to win a title for you in terms of a Premiership title. Yeah, he gave us the Champions League with 1 goal, but Havertz is not that striker you can depend on. So you should have just gotten a striker. Maybe they would have gone all out for Osimhen or Ivan Toney, but hey, that's past. But Brighton really held their own, and I think Brighton was way dangerous, much more dangerous in that game, especially when they scored. I saw Arsenal go into this defensive play, which is very unlike them. Um, Man City beat West Ham 3-1. It's looking already like Man City is going to run away with this title again because every other team is being lukewarm right now. Liverpool, yes, they've won all their matches and they seem to also be doing well under the new coach. But let's see how the season pans out, especially in the business end of the season. But for Chelsea, two 1 draw, 1 loss, and 1 win. I don't think it's good enough. I really don't think it's good enough. And yeah, hope we get better. The coach uses this opportunity to, fine tune his play, fine tune his tactics, and we'll see how it goes. So that's all from me. I'd like to ask you a favor. If you can subscribe to the channel to help us grow, that would be much appreciated. Okay, so I'll see you guys next time. Have a good day.